Hi, it's Jon Cronshaw here with my author diary for the weekend in July the 23rd, 2023. I've had a busy week, very busy actually. I've been working on Guild of Assassins, so I decided just to focus on that project this week. I want to get ahead of myself because obviously I am posting the chapters on Substack as I go. So what I've got, I did, a 3,300 word chapter, which will go live this Saturday. So that was using the cycling method, so that is completely as good as I can get it. So yeah, that is rewritten and all that, edited, done it as best as I can. And then I have done first draft, so instead of doing a cycling method, I decided to just hammer out a first draft of probably the next 2 or 3 chapters. So this ended up being about just under 12,000 words worth of writing. So yeah, I'm pleased with that progress actually. I mean, to be honest, it'll depend on how it looks on the rewrite. I think structurally it'll work better as 2 different chapters because it is basically over 2 days, those scenes. So I'll probably just divide them into days and they'll probably get, I don't know, some long chapters anyway for Substack. And what's fun is it is what he'd call the fun and games part of the story. So we're in the second act of the story now. So my main character, Soren, he has gone to the Assassin's Guild. He's started his training. So we get all the cool training scenes going on. So that is fun. I always like doing those kind of things. So, you know, this is a bit like in Star Wars where you get Luke doing the training with the Force and all that stuff. So yeah, it is just the fun stuff before the tension ramps up and whatever happens at the middle of the second act happens, let's say. So yeah, I am enjoying that anyway, really enjoying the process. Also, just because I wanted to have something fun going on in the common room scenes with the recruits, I've actually come up with a fun card game to play that you can only really play in the world because of the types of cards that you have. But yeah, that was fun, just kind of brainstorming ideas for a card game. So I don't know whether it'd work, whether it'd be any good, but I think it feels like it'd work. It feels like a good game. We'll see. Hopefully people will one day go, oh yeah, I came up and played that game that you came up with, John, and it was really good, it really worked well. Or they might go, oh, your game's broken. No, don't do that. So either way, anyway, it seems good enough. But yeah, no, that was quite cool actually. Just kind of, it required a bit of different type of thinking than just the usual story stuff. Just kind of coming up with a game, making it work, and then yeah, just kind of incorporating that into the story. So obviously, I don't want to sit there in the story and just go, here are the rules for the game and lay them out. It's it's got to be done within a scene with a bit of tension, with a bit of fun at the same time. Yeah, just kind of part of the, I suppose, the relationship building aspects of the story. So yeah, so in terms of reading, I am reading No Fear, which is book 19, I want to say, of the Horus Heresy series. Nearly done with that. I really enjoyed that one. I think I'm going to go straight on to the next book in that, which is called The Primarchs. So yeah, looking forward to getting to that. Also read a non-fiction book called The Happiness Advantage, which is basically a lot about happiness science and things like that, and about what they call it positive psychology. So it's mainly like mindset stuff. I think what I found with these kind of books is they all seem to repeat the same kind of stories and anecdotes. So I remember there was one, I read a book a while ago called The Art of Possibility, and they use the same story in it, but I think it's a good one, even though it is just, it might be complete rubbish. It's basically about, marketing people being sent to Africa back in the day, work for a shoe company, and they were told to go and investigate the market over there, and the first one came back and said, oh, these people don't wear shoes, there's no point. And then the other person said, oh, these people don't wear shoes, what an opportunity. So it's kind of all about framing and how you look at things is how you experience them. But yeah, I've definitely heard that anecdote before, probably in a few of these different books. But yeah, it does just kind of show that there's a lot of stuff that is, yeah, I suppose part of, especially when you run your own business or you're doing writing your own fiction, anything like that. I think the mindset stuff is a big part of the game, because it's sometimes, not everything I've done, not everything people in business do succeeds. I've got a few failures under my belt, but they're part of the process. As important as something like Blind Gambit as a book was to me personally, that book has never sold well, and neither is its sequel. So it could be a failure, it could be a learning experience. Either way, I'm glad I did that. So so I do recommend that as one of those kind of non-fiction-y, kind of inspiring books. I think, talking a lot about habits as well, how to make habits, how to break habits. There was an interesting idea in there, which is the 20-second rule, which is basically the barrier, like creating a barrier or removing barriers in the formation of habits. So, for example, if you wanted to stop, I don't know, using social media so much, stop going on Twitter all the time or whatever it is you do, you make a barrier between you being able to go onto Twitter that takes you about 20 seconds. So it might be that the only way you can get to it is by going through a series of links, and you have to log on every time, and making it so it's not just an easy one-click thing. It is actually got a more of a series of steps. And I suppose the other way around of that is, if you want to form a habit, you make it really easy. You don't have barriers in the way. So if you, I don't know, exercise, if you've got exercise, like where I'm sitting now, literally about 5 feet away from me is my exercise bike. So I do exercise on that. And it is basically because I've put it in such a way that I have to walk around it to get to my computer or whatever. So it's not in a place where I've got to like unfold it, get it out of the garage, or anything like that where there's more steps involved. It's like it's an instant thing and it's done, and I do it. And I've also combined it with, I'll do my exercise bike and watch something on Netflix at the same time as doing it. So that is good. Next week then is my son. I'm recording this Friday afternoon. My son is about to break up from school for the summer holidays. So I don't know what my work schedule is going to look like. Usually it will involve a lot less work. It'll involve me doing dad stuff. So I don't know what my writing is going to look like over the summer. My only commitment in terms of writing is Guild of Assassins. So I'm going to do as much of that as I can, when I can. And obviously you will get these diaries every week. Now, if you're watching this on the YouTube, did you know that you can get these as a podcast? So you can just listen to the audio when you're on the go. And if you listen to the podcast, this is also on YouTube. So if you go to youtube.com/c/Jon Cronshaw author, you can find it there. And of course, with the Guild of Assassins stuff, the next chapter will go live on Saturday at 4 p.m. UK time. So I'm posting them at the same time every week. And, if you want to go on there, support me, I would really appreciate that. I will be providing consistent content. A lot of it is free. A lot of blog posts and things are free on there. But there is the early access to the stories as I'm writing in the work in progress, which is the Guild of Assassins thing. That is behind a paywall. Just go on. It's joncronshawauthor.substack.com. So until next time, cheerio.